Hello everyone, my name is Salim and welcome to the Markets Breakdown Analysis for Wednesday, the 13th of September 2023. We'll be breaking down chart and show the exact zones for price to close for potential buys or close below for potential sells as well. So looking at the daily candle for Tuesday, the daily is bearish, broke below these daily supports, respected these two daily rejections, more likely will be closing bearish forming daily resistance around 1921,800. Now, on yesterday's analysis, we anticipated this move to happen before this daily candle even opened. At the time, the daily candle for Monday was about to close. It was trading weak bullish, rejecting the upside. So the anticipation was based on weekly. As the previous weekly candle formed resistance around 1940, we're just going to put a line. Formed the resistance around 1940. The anticipation was as the daily candle for Monday and the daily candle for Friday last week closed weak bearish, weak bearish, and then this one weak bullish with the rejection to the upside, rejecting the 1930. The anticipation was the weekly candle, the new weekly candle has already formed the topic. So the first confirmation was this. The second confirmation we was waiting is for price to break below these daily supports. So now we have an even better and much stronger confirmation for a continuation to the downside, knowing a daily candle for Tuesday will be closing just below this daily support, forming a daily resistance. And now to break down the chart and looking at the daily candle is bearish, trading just below these daily supports. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, we have the most recent 4-hour support formed around 1912,300. The most recent 4-hour resistance formed all the way up to 1923,700. Dropping down to the hourly time frame, now we have a new range on the hourly. So zooming in, we have an hourly support around 1911,700. We haven't got, so we do have this hourly resistance, but obviously that's a really tight range. So for that reason, we're going to adjust the level of resistance to this rejection at 1915,100. Dropping down to the 30-minute time frame, now we have a 30-minute support, the same as the hourly, a rejection, and then we have the 50-minute support, the same as the 50-minute resistance. And now to identify the no trade zone, and the first thing we can see here, we have this rejection on the hourly. So maybe what we could do is wait for price to break and close above, maybe instead of this rejection, is to wait for price to break and close above this hourly high. Okay, so potential buys above 1915,500. For potential sells, we could look for sells as far as break and close below this 5-minute support, which is also the hourly, and the price will be breaking below this week for our support. So potential sells could be below 1911,700, and this is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys, going back to the daily. So since the daily will be closing bearish, the only anticipation for buys we will be having is for price to retest this daily resistance before continuing bearish. Now the first thing we can identify here is we have this daily resistance formed around 1921,700. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, we have a previous 4-hour support around 1918,100. Looking at the hourly time frame, we have an hourly resistance, a decent hourly resistance formed around 1919,700. Looking at the 5-minute time frame, we have a 5-minute resistance just above the hourly resistance, and then we have a similar level of resistance on the 50-minute time frame. So now I would say the first target for buys could potentially be 1919,700, targeting this hourly resistance. The second target for buys, now we have this daily resistance, 1921,800, but this is a small range. And also, we don't know whether the price is going to just break just above this daily resistance to continue bullish. So, the second thing we can say, we have this 4-hour resistance around 1923,800. Drop it down to the hourly. This is the same level of resistance at the on the hourly time frame, and then that's the same on the 5-minute time frame. More likely, it will be the same on the 50-minute time frame. So I'd say the second target for buys could potentially be 1923,800, targeting this 4-hour resistance. And now to look for potential sells, going back to the daily. So now the anticipation for the trend is for price to fill this wick, the Tuesday daily wick, the daily bottom wick. Now the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a line to where this daily low was formed at 1907,500. Zooming in, dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, we can clearly see price tapped into a 4-hour support, which is one of the targets we've had on yesterday's analysis. So looking at the hourly, we have an hourly support. Now we can adjust it slightly to 1909,200. Actually, this is a really small range. Let's have a look on the 5-minute time frame. We have a 30-minute support around 1908,700. This is a small range. I would say, based on high time frame analysis, I would say since price will be closing bearish, the anticipation is for price to continue bearish, to retest again this 4-hour support and fill this wick. So I'd say the first target for sells could potentially be 19.07.500, targeting this 4-hour support. The second target for sells, we have this daily rejection at 19.03.700. Drop it down to the 4-hour time frame. We have a 4-hour previous support. We're just going to take this one here. We have a previous 4-hour support formed around 19.03.300. Looking at the hourly time frame, that's the same level of support. So I'd say the second target for sells could potentially be 19.03.300, targeting the 4-hour support formed on the 23rd of August 2023.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.